Hello everyone, I welcome you all to a new episode of The Last Days of School. Now, let us start. Where is it? Ah, got you. She hands me a small spade and a pair of gardening gloves. Here you go. We can work over there. It's a little quieter. She points to a corner of the garden that's a bit more secluded, bordered by some tall hedges and shaded by a tree. We head over. Nice transforms. And Sarah kneels down. And as we get to work, I can't help but glance over at Sarah, carefully loosening the soil around some flowers. A small smile creeps onto my face. You know, I'm still a little surprised about this whole gardening thing. You always seemed a bit, well, clumsy. Sarah pleases. Meanie. I chuckle at her reaction, only for Sarah to give me a light shove with her shoulder. Although the push was slight, it nearly knocked me out of balance. Less talking, more digging. We gotta make this place look pretty. Alright. Can't have the garden looking as clumsy as you. Atazoth! She gives me a mock pout, but I can see the smile tugging under her lips. I guess I did not just right. I get back to loosening the soil, still grinning to myself as Sarah continues her work, humming softly under her breath. We keep working, each focused on a little section of the garden. I can't help but sneak glances at her every now and then. She looks so at ease, carefully pressing the soil down around the plants with a gentle touch. As I move to work on the next flower, Sarah is closer without either of us noticing. Our shoulders almost brush as we lean in from opposite sides. Both patting down the dirt, not paying much attention to just how close we've gotten. I turn my hand to smooth out a patch of soil and Sarah does the same from her side. Our hands meet in the middle with our fingers overlapping. We both freeze, eyes flicking to our hands and then back to each other. Sarah's cheeks flush a deep pink and I can feel my own face heating up. Our hands remain where they touched, fingers brushing lightly against each other. I glance up and find Sarah already look at me, her eyes wide and shimmering with a mix of emotions, something between pleasure and unease. We just stay like that for a moment, neither of us daring to move, caught in an unexpected closeness. Her gaze holds mine, and I can see the faintest quiver in her lips, as if she's unsure whether to smile or pull away. Unease in her eyes slowly starts to overshadow the initial spark of happiness. The moment between us lasts just a bit longer, a silent exchange that speaks volumes, but it's suddenly interrupted by the teacher's voice over the garden. Alright, everyone, that's the end of the subject for today. Time to pick up. The teacher's voice pulls up back into her present. Sarah quickly puts on her usual smile. I notice the way her expression shifts, like she's trying to mask whatever just happened between us. We off begin gathering the gardening tools in silence, neither of us speaking, and Sarah doesn't even glance in my direction. The atmosphere feels heavy, and I can't help but wonder if I missed something important. Ah. We finish putting up everything away without a word, and then Sarah looks up at me with that forced smile. That's not good. Ready to go? I nod, though a small part of me is left wondering what just happened. We make our way into the cafeteria as the final break of the day arrives, and even though the school day is nearly over, the weight of what happened earlier still lingers between us. Sarah and I sit side by side, and the air between us is heavy. We haven't spoken about anything since the garden. Sarah's been unusually quiet, her usual cheerfulness muted. I can't stand it anymore, I need to know what happened. Hey, Sarah? What happened back there in the garden? You seemed, I don't know, a little off. That, of course, being a bit of an understatement. For a brief moment, Sarah freezes and then she looks away, avoiding my gaze. I can tell she's trying hard to mask whatever's going on around. No, nothing. It just, the sun and there just made me think out stuff, I guess. She bursts a laugh and shifts a little in her seat, clearly uncomfortable and then quick laughs. So, how about that homework, huh? I heard it's gonna be a bit of a pain for everyone. I don't let her change the subject this time, now I can tell her something's really off. Come on, Sarah. I saw that you weren't fine in your eyes back there. I saw it. I say, my voice firm but gentle. You're not fooling me. Her eyes flicker nervously and she shifts uncomfortable in her seat, glancing unever at me. It's nothing, really. I'm just, tired. Yeah, that's all. Is it still about what happened yesterday? I give her hand a small comforting squeeze, trying to make her understand. Look, Sarah. What happened yesterday? It's over. You don't need to worry about it. It was an accident that happened. Serious, I'm fine. It wasn't your fault. I don't want you carrying that around like something you have to fix. It was just a rough moment and we got through it. Like we always do. She hesitates, her gaze dropping to the ground. That is off, please. It's not that. It's not? She shakes her head slowly with her eyes still glued to the ground. Sorry, you can tell me anything, you know that, right? Whatever it is that's bothering you, you don't have to hide it from me. I'm right here. You can trust me. Her hands tremble slightly, I can see the complaint in her expression. I just wait, giving her the space she needs, but not letting go of her hand. I mean it. No matter what it is, I'm here to listen. She swallows, finally meeting my eyes just for a second before looking away again. It's just hard to explain. That's okay, take your time. I was always there for you and always will be. She hesitates for a moment longer, and I can tell she's struggling to find the right words. I just stay there, patient and steady, hoping she'll feel comfortable enough to open up. Whoa, 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 why is she crying? No. She pulls her hand out from under mine, and suddenly tears start flowing rivers. Her words barely audible through the sobs. I, I see. Everybody around me bloom into beautiful flowers, but I'm unable to do the same. My heart clenches and I feel I have ache settling in my chest. I reach out again, hesitant, not wanting to make her feel uncomfortable, but also not wanting to leave her alone with that pain either. Sorry, what do you mean? You've always been a ray of sunshine. She shakes her head, wiping her cheek, but failing to stop the tears. No, I don't get it. Everyone's moving forward, becoming better versions of themselves, even you. I'm just stuck here, the same as always, maybe even worse. I want to argue, tell her that she's wrong, that she's amazing just the way she is. But something tells me that wouldn't help right now. Instead, I just take a deep breath, steady my own emotions, and speak softly. It's okay, Sarah. You don't have to force yourself to keep up with anyone else. You're allowed to grow at your own pace, or just be who you are. She sniffs, but it doesn't seem to get through to her, so I reach out and gently touch her shoulder. You don't have to be a flower blooming faster than the others. You're beautiful just the way you are. Her sobs squared down a little, but I can still see the doubt in her eyes. I know this won't just go away with a few kind words, but how am I going to make her see herself the way I see her? Sarah is so wiping her tears, I know I can just leave it at that, you know? I start, hesitating for a moment. Different people bloom in different ways. Some grow fast and bright, others take their time. But it doesn't mean they aren't growing into beautiful flowers. Sarah sniffles, rubbing her eyes as she listens. I can tell she wants to believe me, but doubt still lingers in her expression. I swallow, my heart becomes sweet. And just because you don't feel like you're keeping up doesn't mean you're not already something special. I pause, feel my face heat up slightly. At least, to me are. For a moment, Sarah just stares at me, her eyes wide and slight, and I see something flicker in them, surprise. Understanding? Something else? But then, just as quickly, she looks down again, her fingers twisting together in her lap. Atazoth. She bites her lip, and I can't quite tell what she's thinking. But slowly a small, fragile smile forms on her face. That's really sweet. Instead of saying anything more, she just leans into me, resting her hand on my shoulder. I may not believe it, but if I'm truly important to you, I'll try no harder. I'll try. For you. Oh, that's so cute. Bloody hell. Maybe, just maybe, we made a small step toward her being happier with herself. The sounding of the bell cuts through the air, breaking the heavy silence between us. Sarah jolts slightly, as if the noise brought her back to the present, and I feel her tense up a bit beside me. Guess we should head to class. Sarah nods, wiping away the last trace of her tears, so I shake hands as she stands too. That's so sweet. As Sarah and I step into the clubroom, the usual chatter fades out, and all eyes turns towards us. But it's not long until Natsuki's muttering something under her breath again, and Yuri is back, being absorbed into her book. Monika, on the other hand, stands in front with a serious expression. Hey, you two. I'm glad you're finally here. Are we late? No, not at all. I'm just glad you're here. That's all. Whew, you scared me a bit there. My clears her throat, signaling that she has something important to share. Alright, everyone. She starts, her voice carrying the usual calm authority. As you all know, tomorrow's the graduation festival, and because it's a special event, I'd like us all to wear our best school uniforms. She pauses, letting words hang in the air for a moment before continuing. We'll be representing the literature club for the next generations of literature enthusiasts, so it's important we look our best. Plus, it would be nice to have one last chance to look sharp before the end of school, right? Natsuki rolls her eyes, though she can't quite hide the small of a grin forming on her face. Yeah, we get it. We'll look like the perfect club for one last time. Monika smiles at Natsuki's sarcasm, unfazed. Exactly, so make sure your uniforms are ready for tomorrow. That's all I wanted to say. Everyone goes back to doing what they were doing before them, but one question lingers in my brain. Monika, can I talk to you for a moment? Sure, Atazoth, what's on your mind? I try to keep my voice down so others can hear me. You sound really hopeful about the future of the club there. I thought you'd have to close the literature club because there would be no one to be club present. Well, yeah, after a little conversation the other day, I began to think about that. I came to the conclusion that what we've built here is way too, I don't know how to say this, important or meaningful to just let it fall apart. I totally agree. Rank everything we built into the ground would be a shame, but it doesn't get us a club present. I know, but I always have an idea how to solve that. Think out it. Who's the only club member right now who doesn't graduate tomorrow? Someone loves literature as much as any of us do. Are you saying what I think you are? Yes, Atazoth. I think Natsuki would make a wonderful club president. Ugh. I'm taken aback by that. Never could I have imagined Natsuki becoming club president, but now that I think of it, it makes total sense to hand the torch around to her, seeing as she still has one more year to go. Do you ask her already? No, but I teased it a bit here and there to test the waters, and she didn't seem too uninterested. Tomorrow I'll ask her and hope she accepts. Okay, it's nice to hear that the Literature Club will hopefully live on. Maybe then they can get another chance. Well then, thanks for clarifying that. I don't know, Dennis stuff is just so random. He just appears, disappears. That's the end of it. Also, when will the saddest stuff come back that they talked about? For the rest of the club meeting, I had to explain to Yuri and then Monika were our history, but otherwise the time flew by again. We shared our poems, and to my surprise, Yuri was even more amazed by this one than she had been by the last one. Sometime I honestly didn't think was possible. I'll take that win anyway. She clutched like it was some kind of treasure, graying so white it was contagious. But soon Sarah and I were making our way home.
So sweet.
The sun hangs low in the sky. Sarah and I walk side by side down the familiar path home. The air is warm, getting the faint scent of spring, and for a while neither of us speaks. It's a comfortable silence, but I can tell she has something on her mind. Well, she does look pretty pleased, at least. Atazoth? I glance at her. Yeah? She kicks a small pebble on the ground, her eyes fixed forward. Do you remember what I said before? Out of festivals are better when you have someone to spend them with? I nod, my lips curving into a small smile. Of course, I remember. Why do you ask? I didn't have a feeling where this is going. Sarah hesitates, her fingers slightly together her sleeve. A pink hue dust her cheeks as she finally turns to look at me. Well, I was wondering if maybe you'd want to spend the festival with me. There it is. For a moment, I just look at that, taking the way she fidgets slightly, her nervous smile, the way she's bracing herself for my answer. With hesitation, I answer. I'd love to. Sarah blinks, then beams, her face lighting up with a mix of relief and happiness. Really? Really. You wouldn't feel right spending it with anyone else. She lets out a small happy laugh, clasped by her hands behind her back as she rocks on her heels. It makes me real happy, Atazoth. Good, because I think it'll be even better now. Sari hums contentedly, and we keep walking. There's an extra bounce in her step now, and I can't help but feel the same warmth spraying through me. As we reach her house, she turns to me with that same glowing smile. Well, good night, Atazoth. I can't wait for it tomorrow. Me neither. Good night, Sari. She gives me one last cheerful wave before I head inside. I continue my way home, the small smile still lingering on my face. Later at night, I lie in bed, staring at the ceiling. My thoughts drift, circling around the events of the day, but they always circle back to one thing. Sorry. The way her face lit up when I said yes, the way she laughed, and the way she walked beside me, lighter than she had all day. I smile faintly to myself, a quiet resolve, settling in. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally find the right words. Tomorrow is going to be the day. With that final thought, my eyes grow heavy, and I drift off to sleep. The early morning light filters through my window, but I've been awake for a while now. I try to close my eyes again, force myself to get a little more rest, but it's useless. My mind is too wired, too restless. I sigh, running a hand through my hair, my basic excitement for the festival. Maybe something else. Either way, lying here won't help. Then an idea strikes me. Sarah loves breakfast. She always talks about it, and she even wrote about it one time. But half the time she either skips it or just grabs something small and quick. I smile to myself. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll surprise her and make her a good breakfast and bring it right to her bed. Okay, that's a tiny bit strange, I must admit, but fine. Without wasting another second, I get up and get ready, throwing on my finest uniform for the day and make my way out the door. It's early and the streets are almost empty as I head towards Sari's house. The walk feels different somehow, quieter, heavier. Maybe just the morning stillness, but something about it puts me on edge. When I arrive, I hesitate for just a second before I step inside. I swear to God, if I hear sayonara, I'll cry. And as I notice it, it's silent, dead silent, not even the soft hum of morning life. No bird chirping outside her window, no quiet movements from upstairs, nothing at all. It's like the house itself is holding its breath. A small uneasy feeling creeps up my spine. Sare? I gently call out, but there is no response. Of course she has an answer. She's still asleep. I step further inside, the floorboards barely creak beneath me, my footsteps followed by the twig-heavy quiet. Mars starts to pick up the pace as I move towards the stairs. I don't know why I feel like this, like something is wrong. Maybe just because I'm not used to the house being this quiet. Yeah, that's all. I reach her bedroom door. My hand lingers just about the doorknob. Another beat of silence before I swallow and push the door open just slightly. There she is. Sarah is lying in bed, cuddled up under the covers. Her soft breaths barely audible but steady. Peaceful, safe. The tension might just vanish in an instant. I let out a breath, I then try as I was holding, shaking my head at myself. God, why was I so nervous? She's fine, just sleeping, nothing to get so worked up about. The past few days must have really taken their toll on me, but I can't help but smile a little. Yeah, she's okay. Okay, thank God, I was afraid you would keep watching her. I gently closed the door again, making sure not to wake her. The time to get started, time to get started on the breakfast. The kitchen feels untouched, like a snapshot from a time I can't quite place. I haven't stepped foot in here in, what, months? Maybe longer. Still, as I glance around, I can't help but notice how oddly familiar everything is. The layout, the clothes in the cabinet. It almost looks exactly like mine. I pause blinking at that. It's weird, uncanny even, but I shrug it off. Probably just the bowling style around here. Quick cut through designs. It's not like a mattress. I off my sleeves and get to work. Perfect way though to address, just using the same BGs. I like that. Eggs on toast. It's simple but safe. I don't really know what Sayori's in the mood for, but Nankara should probably claim anything I make. It's the best thing ever, even if it was burnt cereal. How the fuck do you burn cereal? They crack the eggs into a pan, watching as they sizzle softly. The smell starts to drift up, warm, familiar. I butter some slices of bread and toast them into the toaster. Before long, it's all ready. I plate everything carefully. Toast, eggs, a bit of seasoning. Nothing fancy, but looks pretty decent actually. I stand back and look at it for a moment. A quiet sense of pride bubbling up. He's going to love this. Okay, it's still a bit creepy that you went into their house. I carry the plate carefully upstairs. Her door creaks open again. I step inside, making sure to be as quiet as possible. Because even with all those I made downstairs, she's still in the same spot as before. Curled up and under a soft early morning light. I set the plate down on her desk before sitting gently beside her on the edge of the bed. That's a little messy. Hey, Anna. I whisper, brushing a few strands of her hair from her face. Wake up, I made breakfast. She doesn't stir. I pause for a second and open my mouth to call out her again, louder this time. But then, don't go. Her lips move just slightly, but her eyes stay closed. I'm trying, I really am. My breath catches. She's talking, but not to me. She must be dreaming. I stroke her hair again. What are you dreaming, girl? I want to be with you every day. You make everything feel brighter, even on the darkest days. Everything just to stay by your side, because I... She shifts a little and twitching gently against the blanket like she's reaching for something in a dream. I love you. And then silence. The words trail off, leaving stillness in their wake. I wait, but she doesn't say anything more, because it's over on her breathing again. Exhale slowly. The bottom of my chest tightening, aching in the best kind of way. A little closer. This time letting my hand gently rest against her shoulder. Sadie, time to wake up. I got something good waiting for you. This time she stutters, her eyes flutter open, slow and groggy. She blinks a few times, confused before her gaze looks on me. Atazoth? She murmurs, her voice husky with sleep. Good morning, sleepyhead. What? Why are you sitting on my bed? Couldn't sleep like Sayori, I guess, so I figured I'd make you breakfast. Still a little strange, Atazoth. But, eh? Her eyes go wide. You made me breakfast? Eggs on toast, hope that's okay. It's more than okay, that's amazing. She sits up, silent, wide awake. I'd like the breakfast fella or something. Well, I didn't bring wings, but close enough. She giggles, rubbing her eyes. Wait, how long were you sitting here? Just came in. I say, a little too fast. She gives me this, look. That's fair. Sorry, smiles, leaning towards me slightly. You're lucky I'm too hungry to press you on that. Then the mission was successful. Okay, Mr. Q, let's go eat before it gets cold. I gently stop her from leaving the bed. I made sure we could eat it right here. Well, directly in bed? Yep, it's a one-time special. Ooh, how fancy. Why is it yellow? Random yellow text. She grins, clearly impressed with the luxury service. Aren't you going to eat anything? And I add something. What? Your sweet reaction. Smooth Atazoth. Absolute cinema. She stares at me for a second. That's so cheesy, but it's true. She strikes, holding out her hands. Well, then don't mind me if I do. Under the plate and she thinks in like she just ended a 5-star at the breakfast. Why is she bouncing? Only Sayori could look that happy over eggs and toast. That was so good. She leans back against the headboard, wiping the corner of her mouth with her sleeve. Seriously, you're gonna have to show me how you did that egg thing. What, cooking it? No, making it taste like magic. Oh, that is my secret technique. Well, whatever it is, I'm stealing it. What are Atazoth? Thank you. Don't get used to it, like I said, one-time thing. You big meanie, how could you possibly keep something this good from me? She gives me that look, cheeks puffed out, eyes wide, practically loving like a puppy begging for a treat. Well, maybe every now and then wouldn't hurt. Yay! You're the best, and your accent toast is also the best. She flashes me that bright, satisfied smile, the kind that makes everything else in the world feel a little less important. I let her enjoy the moment for a bit longer, then glance over at the window. The light starting to pour in stronger now. So, I nudge her lightly with my elbow. You ready for the last day? She blinks, then her smile softens into something quieter. Yeah. With you. Always. I think you should get dressed first. Alright, your sweet little breakfast totally made me forget. Could you please wait outside again? Yeah, of course. And, as Atazoth stands outside, we shall end the episode here.
So cute.
I hope you lads and lassies enjoy the episode. Press like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord. I love you all. Bye bye. Mwah.